Hi, I'm Omkar Newhouse, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Omkar Structural Bodywork. I'm going to start with a seed thought. My body cells obey my will. They dance with divine vitality. I am well. I am strong. I am a flowing river of boundless power and energy. As I've mentioned before, seed thoughts are super helpful as a way to start your day and a way to help you focus on what you're trying to do with your life. If you do that before you make your breakfast, that could help with you making a healthy breakfast. Today, we're going to work, if you're not squeezing your own, then you need to go for the brand that does a nice cold-pressed organic version. This one's a little more money, but like so many things, you get what you pay for. What we're going to do this would be a breakfast or lunch meal replacement. So you're basically going to look at just having a large glass of orange juice, 2 tablespoons and put 2 tablespoons of cashew butter in it. Cashew butter has some amazing properties. Let me read you some of these. So one thing, it's alkaline forming, so is the orange juice that we're using, and this is according to teachings of Paramhansa Yogananda, author of Autobiography of a Yogi. He said cashew and pine nuts, but we're going to focus on cashew nuts because it's easier to find. Cashew butter, it's not so easy to find pine nut butter, give harmonious development of all parts of the body. And then the science tells us that cashew oil has an abundance of vitamins, including A, D, and E. And cashews are an abundant source of selenium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and phosphorus. All those are helpful for, as it said, as Yogananda said, all parts of the body. Magnesium is very calming. Another thing we do by adding cashew butter to orange juice is the acid in it will break down the fats and break down the proteins ahead of time. So it's slightly pre-digested. So people who have trouble with digestion can often use this as a meal replacement and have far fewer issues. Also, since we're talking a plant-based protein, it's less likely, if it does get through a less than integral small intestine, when you're not doing well with your digestion, what you're really not doing well with is your assimilation, and things are getting into your bloodstream that are too big. A complete protein will look like a virus or a bacteria to your digestion system, to your immune system rather, and cause that reaction. So after you eat, some half hour, 20 minutes later, all of a sudden 45 minutes later, feels like you've got the flu. You feel feverish and heat through the body as those things get into the bloodstream and the immune system kicks on. This is thoroughly unpleasant. So we're going to, now this is a pretty large scoop that we've got here, a tablespoon plus a little bit more. We're going to go, if you're not super hungry and you're not super physical, you might want to consider going with just a tablespoon. If you are a little more hungry and a fairly solid person, vigorously athletic, you're probably going to want to consider going with a little larger scoop, going for 2 tablespoons. I'm a cyclist and I'm pretty physically active, so we're going to go for a little bit more. Now the number of calories we're getting here looks kind of low, and if you're going to compare this to a regular meal, this also goes for protein powders. Things that are pre-digested, you can get away with fewer calories because you don't need the calories for digestion. And that's something to consider. So when people say, oh, I'm living on an 800 calorie liquid diet with, protein powders and this and that, or whatever it is, usually they might have 1 solid meal a day. Well, if you take out the energy need for digestion, that's several hundred calories, if not 500 calories, between chewing, all the work the stomach does churning all the stuff in the stomach, all the work the body has to do to break down those proteins and carbohydrates and fats that you've gotten rid of by having them pre-digested. So we'll just give this a little more of a shake. Okay, color, nothing to write home about. However, what's it taste like? Well, we started with a good high quality orange juice to start with, and when you sniff it, it smells a little bit smoother, but with the cashew butter in it, that's going to break, the acid got used up a bit, breaking up the fats and proteins. So you're going to have a very, very smooth orange juice with a very rich taste afterwards, supported by that cashews. And that is really good stuff. I'm Omkar for Omkar Structural Body Works. Pain-free strength and flexibility is your birthright. Claim it.